Welcome, friends, to episode 61 of the Xbox Friends podcast. I'm Verdugo, your host. Today, we're going to be talking about Game Pass. Is it bad for developers? Is it really bad? Is it SHIT, as some may say? And then there's
HIT.
SHIT. You know me, I,
Oh,
I don't curse, so I
yes.
got to spell it out. Yeah, so
Okay.
is it that? And there's a video game movie that was just announced, and to me, it's a surprise that they haven't done it in a while. But we'll talk about that too. With me is Maestro. What up, son?
What up, son? How you
What's
doing?
good? I'm good, man. I am really good. How you doing?
I'm good. Good. Ready to talk some games.
Yeah, we I mean, other than games, I mean, everything is pretty good. I mean, work, same old, same old. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't go to work today because I had like a neck thing that woke up. I think I slept bad or something. And
Mm.
so I've been kind of chilling all day today, trying to
It was the
get it a
first time
little
it happened
loosened
to you.
up.
First time that happens.
I mean, in years, yeah.
Mm,
It's not like common, you know.
okay,
I
okay.
I think I must have literally slept wrong, but it's extremely rare that I
Uh-huh.
have any kind of like muscle pain like that or stiffness.
Yeah.
Like a hiss is
No,
coming.
well, not just get that you're getting old, but it also happens when you sleep on the sofa. You're not used to it. Is that what
I,
happened?
I did sleep on the sofa.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah. I fell asleep on the sofa. That's why.
Well, I was going somewhere else with it,
Uh,
but yeah, yeah, sure. You fell asleep on the sofa, right?
no, no me botaron.
See,
I fell asleep on the sofa.
to the couch.
Uh,
Oh man,
uh,
yeah. Anyways, it'll go away. Did you put something on it?
nah, I just like took some Advil just to like muscle relaxers a little bit, but it wasn't like extremely bad where I couldn't move. It's just like if I turn left, that it like hurts here. But I mean, it's not like super serious. I just didn't want to like make it worse, you know.
Do you have vape drop?
No, Vaporu.
See?
Nah, I'm a bad Latino. I don't have
Yo,
Vaporu laying around.
no, I'll say you're not Dominican for sure. Oh man, yeah. All right. Well,
Uh,
yeah, it'll go away in a couple of days. Just try to look side to side to make it better. Um,
yeah, I'm gonna take a hot shower later on tonight, but it should be all right.
yeah. All right. So let's get into it now. Usually we do talk about what games we've been playing. Now you did already tell me you want to talk about Starfield. I don't know why this game keeps
Yeah,
coming back, but yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I do want to give an update real quick on Banishers, the game that that I was playing, the one with
yeah.
the Banishers who go around and banish ghosts, but they could also kill the person who the ghost is hunting, which I told you is great story so far. But I run into an issue um, after we talked about it, where the game just glitches every time I go into a fight. It's just like the glitch is making the everything just go everywhere, and so I'm unable to concentrate and see what it is I'm doing. So
Oh
it,
yeah,
it
artifacting, right?
yeah, but it's really bad. I'm gonna whenever I
Yeah.
play it again and it gets to that part, I'm gonna record it and send it to you so you can see because it's really bad. I tried uninstalling the game. I tried repairing the game. I tried everything, and it still happens. So no idea what's
Does it
going
have
on
a?
there.
Does the game have a? You might have to clear the cache. So I had an issue with one of my games like that, and I had to literally go into like because even if you uninstall and reinstall, some of those
Some
like data is
files
like
stay.
lingering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to literally clear out all of it. I'll send you there's like a command
Okay,
on Windows.
I'll try that
I'll send this to you.
because I do want to continue it, and the only thing stopping me from doing it is that because it just happens
Mm.
when I get to fight. It doesn't happen while I'm traversing the world when I while I'm getting a story from someone. It's just in the fighting. So I don't know what triggers it.
Only when you're actually trying to play. That's
Wow.
that's what
I
it
mean,
that's what it breaks.
I was thinking about, you know what? Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say, because I was thinking about it when that kept happening. I was like, oh man, if this didn't have the fighting in it, it would still be a game that I would want to play because I do like the story and that I get to choose, right? Because it makes me think,
Yeah,
oh man, but this person is saying that, but do I believe them? Could it be that they're telling the truth, or are they just telling me that so I don't kill them, or so I don't send them to hell? I'll say, which is what I think happens with the
yeah, in the
ghosts.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think it would have been fine without the fighting. Not for you, maybe, because you like things to go deep and give you
yeah,
skills and different weapons and all of that. Not me. I'm a simple man.
yeah. You're a linear guy.
Yeah, so I'll see if I'm able to fix it and maybe continue it because I do want to. I don't know if I'll finish it, but right now I still got the itch to go back.
Yeah, yeah. No,
All
it's
right,
good. That's good. You
all
should
right.
you should try to finish the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other game you've been playing?
Yes, but I want to hear from you with Starfield first because you seemed very eager to tell me something about it. So what's up?
Uh no, no, no. Well, like so I got back into it, right? Like it had been a few weeks since I hadn't played it or anything. And then I finished the DLC on it. I got some achievements. So one thing that was kind of crazy that I hadn't realized, I was like, "Yo, why am I not getting any of the achievements in here for a little bit?" Right? And it turns out that I at some point I completely forgot about it, I guess, and I had turned a mod on which disabled the achievements, right? And I
Ooh.
was like, "Oh man, don't tell me this," because I was like, the only other way to like get out of this is to like just do a new game. And not a new game plus. It's just a whole new game. And I was like level like
Oh
80
boy.
something. And I was like,
Oh
dude, I
my
don't
god.
oh man, this sucks. But it turns out that there's a failsafe that Starfield has where whenever you initiate or it does any kind of save on a with a mod in it, it automatically creates a second branch without that mod. So like from that moment on, it like splits out and it creates a different save automatically. So that way, if you make the mistake of doing what I did and like
Mhm.
continue, because once you continue, that's it, right? Like there's no like reversing that. I mean, there are tools and scripts and stuff like that that you can find online to like re-inactivate it, but it's not retroactively. So you'd still have to go through the process, right?
So
So
how far did you have to go
it
back?
it was like five. So I had gotten to like level 91, and then I had to go back to
Oof.
level 86, and that's where it like did the split. But I was so worried. It's like I don't want to start another one. You know, I had so many hours, and like it was already like
Yo.
tracking all my achievements. So yeah, it came
Oof.
clutch, bro. Like that
Yeah, that's a
feature,
lot.
and I don't know if it's for every Bethesda game. It might be, but I don't know if it's new to Starfield, whatever. But it came super clutch that I literally was like, I could just it shows you like it literally does two saves, and you can see it where one it says with parentheses creations, which is like their modding thing,
Mm.
and then another you're like clean one, and I was like, yes, bro, that's
what
so
what
clutch.
was
I
the
didn't have to
mod?
do this again.
What'd you try to
I,
do?
I don't I don't remember what it was, but it was one of the because you know they have their own like modding like
Yeah.
section,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So it's called creations. And so I don't know what it was, something
Oh,
in
so
there
you got
because
it
they
from within the
do
game. It's not like you went to the website. And
right.
what's the website's name?
Like vortex, not vortex. Uh,
Nexus Mods.
Nexus mods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you didn't get it from there. You got it from within the game. That's crazy.
from
How?
within the game.
What?
Yeah. So because so whenever you go through the creations like section, because you can select all the mods that you can put in, it does say on the top like uh this is achievement
Oh,
friendly.
or
So some of them. So I must have clicked on one of them that wasn't,
maybe you didn't
and so
notice.
then I didn't
Ah,
notice, yeah, and so it, like, automatically did it. Or maybe I was trying to test something out and I forgot about it, you know?
oof.
But either way, it came super clutch that it automatically it
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
did that split, you know? So like it made sure that for you for the gamer, like, okay, you don't have to like redo this whole thing again. We just automatically split that save, and then you now you have a clean save and then a modded
Wow,
save.
you're lucky, man.
So
Because
yeah,
yeah,
so lucky.
some might think, oh, it's only 5 levels, but 5 levels being that high, because it's not just going from
Yeah,
like 1 through 5. No, no, no. It's 86 to 91, which means you need a
yeah,
lot of XP to go one level.
right. Yeah, I mean, it
Oof.
did hold me back a little bit, but I mean, I can't going from 0 to 9 to like 85. It's I mean, I've been that took me like 400 hours of the game playing the game, So it was like 5 levels is nothing in comparison of what would have I would have had to have done
Yeah,
the
because you're
whole
in
thing
your
again.
new game plus what number?
One, one
Plus
new
one?
game
Okay.
plus one. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah, dude, it was like super clutch. And I was able to finish the DLC, that I
Yeah.
hadn't finished before. So I got through all of it, which is in that other planet that they like set up just to do this particular DLC, which I thought it was pretty decent. Like, I know it got a bad rep, like a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was pretty cool. They pretty much set up a whole city for this
Oh yeah.
particular DLC. This whole a
Yeah.
whole planet,
I think
essentially.
I think you mentioned it before. But yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't touched it. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm ever going back. Because if I do, I'm gonna
Okay.
have to start from scratch because I forgot all
Yeah.
about it. I don't know how. I mean, I know how to shoot, but that's pretty pretty much it.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you. Okay. So one of the cool things. Do you want to know like about the ending? Because I
Well,
think
don't
that
say
the way
don't
they.
say it here though. I do know
Okay.
about
Okay.
how it
Okay.
goes into New Game Plus. Is that what you're gonna say? If that's what
Yeah,
you're gonna say, yeah, I know how it happens. Yeah,
but it's cool the way they did the new game plus, where it
yeah.
makes it interesting. Like
Mhm, mhm.
you wanna do a
Yeah,
new game plus.
I know about it.
So
Yeah,
that
I've heard
part
about
is like it's very well done.
it. I I
So
believe I'm almost there. Well, when I left it, I was almost there by the ending. But again, if I go back, I would just be shooting and doing nothing else because I forgot how to even do. Because you get, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna say, but you do get extra things other than just shooting the weapon. So, but mm, I just don't see myself going back. Good for you though that you like
yeah,
it and you are into New Game Plus and you're still playing it. So,
yeah, dude. I think once I like, I'm very close to 100% completing the game. I only have like 5 achievements left. And I think once I'm done with that. I may do another new game plus, but I'm probably gonna wait for the next DLC to go through it.
it's gonna be next year.
But yeah, but we're a few months away. So as long as they do some more stuff, I don't know. I feel it feels I really like the game, obviously. So
Oh
I
yeah.
can spend hours just in that world, just doing things and researching and just doing like missions here and there. I don't know. There's something about that game that it's
Okay.
it's it's not one of those games that you could go in for like 20 minutes, a couple of matches, and then get out. It's one of those things that you're in it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be here for a few hours. Just you just kind of
That's cool.
mentally ready. Yeah, so it's cool to get lost in that world, and then you just kind of flying around, and then there's just so many things that you could do in that game. It's like four. It's literally like four games in one. I can
Yeah, it
spend
is.
hours just
Mm-hmm.
modding the ship. I can spend hours just doing the outpost. I can spend hours just like battling ship battling, and I can there's just so much of it. And so there's a lot of mods too that people have added like
Yeah.
new missions and
Mm-hmm.
new things.
There's
They
a
have
new.
like a mod.
I think there is a
uh,
new single player experience, right? Like a story sort of thing.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot. It's not one, it's a lot. Dude, somebody did a mod where it's like the Doom story. So you're searching for Doom guy,
Oh,
you know, and so there's like a whole like quest line involved in that. So it's cool, dude. Like, I mean, there's a lot going on in there, and I feel that originally it got a bad rep, but it is a massive game. I
it
mean,
is.
massive. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, so that was my Starfield spiel.
Well, good for you, man. Not for me though. I mean, mm-mm. I like
No, I
my
get it. It's not for everybody.
smaller games, single player games, linear games. Although, segue, there are some games that are open world. It's really big, where it's not just 20 hours or even 50 hours. It could be 100 hours, depending on how much you want to
Yeah,
put into it. Which is the game that I'm playing right now. It's the hint for it is it's a first-person co-op looter shooter.
first person co-op looter shooter.
Yeah,
Um, oh, is it new?
yeah,
Okay, I know it's oh man, uh shoot, it's the fourth version. I
yeah,
forget
yeah.
the yeah,
You
I
got it.
forget
You
the
got
name
it.
of the game, but yeah,
Yeah. It's Borderlands 4.
Borderland. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay,
just came
I
out
heard it was good actually.
Thursday. It is good. It's really fun. So the way it started, I wasn't even looking into playing this game at all, because again, I don't like those kinds of games where you it's so many hours. And this game
Yeah,
being a looter, right? A looter kind of game where you don't know what you're gonna get, which I like. I did like Diablo, and remember going back to Outriders. I did enjoy that. But in this game, there's billions, literally billions of guns. So you never really know what you're gonna get. Anyways, but um, yeah. So again, I didn't want to. I wasn't even thinking about playing this game at all. But my brother did tell me that he wanted to. He was thinking of buying it, and I just told him, you know what? If you buy it, I'll buy it so I can play with you and we can play together. So in the end, he did decide to buy it because again, I bought it too. And we
nice.
played Friday night and we played Saturday night. But then after that, I asked him, "Hey, like, are you okay with me playing it on my own? Like, is it okay if I play it, level up, and do the story, and then I go, and then when you get online, then we can play together, even though I'm higher level than you?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't care. When you get guns though, like, save me this, save me that, because there's a way you can save, put it like in they call it a
Like a chess.
yeah, yeah, some like, I forgot what they call it, but yeah, you put it in there, and I'm hoping I'm able to give it to him, even though we didn't play together when I found those items. I don't know if it'll let
Yeah,
me, but when we play together and I find something that may not work for me and may work for him, I'm able to give it to him. So let's see what
nice.
happens when we get together. See if I can give it to him. But it's really fun. I like the gunplay, the movement. Um,
I hear that you can do like you said, hundreds of variations on the guns because it's
yeah,
like a bunch of like
I haven't
attachments
gotten
and
there
crap that you
yet.
can add.
That's way later in the game where when you open that up and you're able
Ah,
to
okay.
mix and match. But right now I'm just getting the guns as they come, and I'm keeping the ones that I like better, and then selling the other ones that I don't need. Um, Now I do want to touch on the performance because I've been seeing on the internet a lot of people having performance issues, and even on Steam, the game right now
Yeah,
on Steam
it's,
is,
it's like mixed review, right?
I
Because of
think
that.
so. Mixed reviews. Yeah, it's mixed reviews right now, and mostly has to do with the performance issues, which I have none. I have none. Like, the game is running fine for me. I haven't had it crashed. The uh, frames per second are pretty good. I don't see any stutters. Uh, I'm usually getting like 100 FPS. So
Yeah, but you
that
have nice hardware.
Yeah, but even like the reviews, they're talking about, not the reviews, but performance reviews are talking about even with the 5090, you're not getting that many frames, or you're getting stutters and things like that. But I'm not seeing that.
Well, you specifically also use a lot of brain gen, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm using
Which,
frame
so,
gen.
yeah,
And
a lot of people. I mean,
yeah,
not a lot of people, but I would assume that some people don't because that's like fake frames, so you get
I don't care
the
about that. I don't.
latency.
It's not like I see the difference. Oh, wait a second. This looks different than without it. Like, I don't see the difference, so I'm okay with it, and
No,
I'm
but you
getting more
feel the
frames.
difference though.
I
The
do not either.
latency.
Well, so I'll tell you this. Now, when I started the game, I started it right away with frame gen, because I like getting the most frames I could. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't. I cannot tell you. You know what? I'll give that a try, and tell you next time, because I haven't tried the game without frame gen. So I'm gonna go and
Yeah.
see if there's an issue. But I don't feel any lag. If that is that what you're talking about, like the input lag?
There is a little bit
Yeah,
of an input lag, yeah,
yeah,
and you may not notice it,
yeah.
but if you play online with other people online, like versus mode, you start to feel a little bit of lag.
Mm,
Also, like if you use VSync, then usually
no, I
VSync
don't.
is off if you turn
Mhm.
if you turn frame gen on. Like you can't have both running at the same time, which makes sense, but
Yeah, yeah,
so if you're a player that doesn't have like a super high end monitor, you're gonna choose VSync, and so then you're gonna probably have stutters because you don't have the fake frames
yeah. No,
generating.
I don't use VSync, because again, the monitor is so high refresh. I never get there, so I don't need to worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah.
And I do have a cap anyways, just in any case anything gets up there, it doesn't go over. Um, Now, the performance again is fine for me, but I do have this bug. Or I don't think it's a bug. I think it's the servers, where whenever I'm playing with my brother, and it's only happening when I play with him, because when I played on my own, I never got that. So I'm thinking it is the server. Where I play with him, my character is unable to move, and I can see the character like rubber banding back and forth because I'm trying to move, and it just
Uh,
doesn't move
yeah.
more than maybe maybe less than a foot. And so it keeps going back and forth because I'm trying to move and I cannot, because it's the server is keeping me in the same place
Mm,
for maybe sometimes 20 seconds or 15 seconds. And I'm there, fighting, and I'm trying to I can't take cover,
the
I can't
mover,
do
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the only thing that's happened that's bad, in the game.
How
Other than that,
frequently does that happen?
I think in the 2 nights we played, and maybe 3 times. No, you know what? Maybe 5 times.
Okay,
So
well, that's
not not
not too
too
crazy.
often, but it does still
Yeah,
happen. And usually when I'm fighting, like
yeah,
when it
yeah,
shouldn't happen, when we're just going to the next mission, it doesn't happen. Of course, it doesn't, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's only when you actually need it to be
Yeah, when
smooth
I
that
when I
it
need
happens.
to move around, yeah. Yeah, but it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and you can tell that I'm enjoying
Okay.
it because I'm playing it also by myself. So
Hmm.
yeah, so but it's
Yeah, if
way
you
better.
actually take the time to do it, that means that you actually like it to
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do it on your own.
Because otherwise, I would have just have to wait for my brother to get on so we could play it together. But yeah, I'm playing it and I'm enjoying it. I would have
Is
told
it
you,
a
but yeah,
is it 2 players or 4
I
players
think it's four
co-op?
players, which is what I was gonna tell you. Like, I would have told you, but because my brother doesn't have the time that maybe you and I have, or not me, because I have all the time in the world, but let's say you, um,
Right.
I bought the game thinking, okay, well, I'm only gonna play the game when he is able to play the game. I wasn't
Mm.
thinking of playing it on my own at all, and so I was
Yeah.
gonna be patient to wait for him, but I guess I wasn't patient, and it's a good thing he understands, like he's okay with it. And he said
Yeah.
he's getting something out of it. I already have like 25 items that I'm gonna give to him when I see him. So
Yeah. Somebody's gotta do the work, right?
yeah, I know. Here,
Yeah.
you're welcome. You should have bought the game for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm
cool
enjoying
though.
it. Yeah,
I heard that the gameplay is actually pretty good, but
yeah.
yeah,
It's
the
it's very good.
performance issues is the
Yeah.
is what some people are having a problem with.
Some people, yeah,
Yeah,
you said that right. Some people,
yeah,
I'm not at all. Yeah, but now that I'm here, though, if you wanna, I mean, not if you wanna, but if you ever get it and you wanna play, let me
yeah.
know. I'm in there.
Okay, yeah. I may get it just a little later, not
Yeah, yeah.
immediately. But did you have you played did you try Silk Song?
No, I don't. Did you?
You know, like those? I did, yeah.
It's a
I started it.
Metroidvania,
Yeah, I
so
like those kind of because
okay.
I really like Ori. So I just like started it, and I only did like the first boss, and that was it. I haven't really like gone too deep into it, but it's cool. I mean, did you like Ori? Did you play Ori?
I played Ori, but I didn't play too much. Maybe 2 hours.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you don't like those type of games?
Not that I don't like them. It's just that they have to grab me right away. Because I did play Guacamelee and I finished it, the first one. I did try
Yeah,
to play the second one, but it didn't grab me as much as the first one. And I think there is another one that I did play that's a Metroidvania. I don't remember which one, what the name of it is, but yeah, I would try it. I don't know when that's gonna be because right now I have Borderlands 4, and I'm probably gonna go back to Banishers.
yeah, yeah. There's that.
So not so sure when that would happen if it does, but
Yeah,
it's in my list.
yeah, it's good, dude. Like it's interesting, and if you like those type of games, those Metroidvania kind of games, it's it's up there. It's one of the
Yeah,
best
yeah. I mean,
in the game.
it got some tens, so it must be really
Yeah,
good,
yeah. So yeah, I think it might actually. I mean, I've only played, like I said, a couple of hours, so it's not like I get the full scope of the game. But
right?
from what I've been hearing, a lot of people are saying like this is probably a contender for Game of the Year too. So
Okay.
it's it's good.
All right.
I think that if they have something this year, um, I think the variety of genres is going to be pretty good for Game of the Year,
Variety
right?
of
Because
what?
the variety of the type of games, the genre
Oh, genres.
of
Okay.
games, it's going to be pretty good, right? Because you have Expedition 33,
Mhm.
which is like a turn base, and then you have the blue, what is it, blue something,
Blueprints.
Blueprints, which is like a puzzle game, and then you have like Ghosts of
Volatro. Oh no,
potentially
Volatro was last year.
last year, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have maybe even Indiana Jones, which was past the time nomination for last year.
Oh,
So
that's
technically,
right.
it qualifies for this
It
year.
does.
Technically,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And there's a Kingdom Come
Deliverance too.
something two, Kingdom Deliverance two, yeah. And so that's like an RPG. So there's like a lot of different types of stuff, right? So it's and then this one maybe potentially some Metrovania.
I think this
So
one
it'll
could
be an
be in there,
interesting.
which we'll touch on it too, because we're gonna be talking about the Game Pass as I mentioned in 30 minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into it because there some of the developers are saying that that Game Pass is not good for the developers, which we'll get into because I'm gonna read from PC Gamer. Let me see if this works. Yeah, it still works. Okay, let me get you on that side.
Wait,
Yeah,
before you do that, hold
yeah.
on. I forgot to mention something really quick before we go into this topic.
Go ahead.
I bought a collection which is $9, super cheap. I bought the Kawabunga collection. I don't know if you ever heard of that, which is the Teenage Mutant
Yeah,
Ninja
yeah. I
Turtles
yeah.
collection.
Hmm.
It has like a bunch of like Ninja Turtles in one. It has like the Game Boy versions. It has the arcade versions. It has like Turtles in Time. It has all of those, right? But it's really cool because they actually did more than just put the games together. They added like a whole section for to explore. So they actually have the official box art for every single one of those games. They
Mm.
have the official uh, guide for every. Remember back in the days, they used to sell the
the
guides.
little book. Oh,
They had
the
yeah, the little
yeah,
book.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the magazines or whatever it was, like the actual guide. So
uh,
they have all of the guides for all of the games. They have the box art for all the games. They have the original art that they did for the games. So like they have the original concept art. They have there's a lot of content in there just for you to kind of explore the history of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. And for $9, I was like, dude, this is so good. And it's I
and,
highly, highly recommend it. Just if you ever are looking into like history of video games.
and I just
Very
checked, and
good.
it's co-op, and you didn't tell me anything.
Well, not all the games are not every single one of those games are co-op. So like
But
I think the
the
turtle
is it?
and
I think it's is it the
uh,
Nintendo or Super Nintendo one
they have all of them.
that was in
It's
there,
like
right?
Super
That's we
Nintendo.
could have played that co-op.
Yeah, there's not the Super Nintendo. So the ones that are co-op is the arcade one.
Which
So
is,
that
I
is
think, it's
co-op
the
online.
same thing. Anyways, I mean, they just
But
ported
it's
it to the
the
Nintendo.
Yeah, but it's like the second, I think. There was an original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one, which isn't co-op at all, and then the arcade, which is co-op. And the Turtles in Time is not co-op, which is actually for me is the best one. Um, but there's a lot of like there's like some co-op stuff, and they have also some quality of life things that obviously didn't exist back then. So you can save games, which wasn't a thing back in the days. And you can like disable some stuff. You can enable like the CRT filter
Okay.
that makes it look like from that time. So dude, it's a really good package, and I mean, it originally released at $40, but even at $40, I think it was still a pretty good package. But now I saw it I went to GG that deals, and I got it for $9. I was like, so good. It's probably one of the best purchases I've had, just in the quality and the quantity, you know?
Yes,
So,
lots of games
highly
in there,
recommend it.
and then the diaries, the developer diaries, and there's
You're right.
the like you said uh the
Strategy guides.
yeah, which you can look at it page by page, just as
Yeah,
if you had
yeah,
the. Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. All
yeah,
right,
it's cool, dude. It's like, very well done,
that's
when it
cool.
comes down to content. So they didn't just put, because sometimes these companies, they just throw things together and that's it,
Hmm.
right? They don't actually put any thought into it.
Yeah,
But
usually they just put the games in there. They put the games. You could choose which game you want to play, but and usually that's it. Call it a day.
yeah,
All
so they
right.
did a good job with this
All right. So then, yeah. So let's get into the Game Pass. Um,
situation.
yes, because
The,
uh, uh, and we'll
the
get into it
situation
because
developing.
it depends on who you ask, right? Right. So let's
Right.
get into it
Yeah.
because the I'm gonna read again from PC Gamer. This comes from what's
Yeah.
his name? Andy Chalk. Okay. Uh, let me make a little. There we go. All right. So Pete Hines, the former vice president of communications and marketing at Bethesda, recently opined. Is that a word? Opined?
Opinion?
I
I don't
guess.
know.
On what he describes as short-sighted thinking, driving subscription-based games services like Game Pass. Quote, if you don't figure out how to balance the needs of the service and people running the service with the people who are providing the content, without which your subscription is worth jack shit, then you have a real problem, end quote. Another quote: you need to properly acknowledge, compensate, and recognize what it takes to create that content and not just make a game, but make a product. End quote. Quote again: that tension, that this is still from Heinz. Quote, that tension is hurting a lot of people, including the content creators themselves, because they're fitting into an ecosystem that is not properly valuing the rewarding what they're making. Okay, end quote. Now, Tango GameWorks Hi-Fi Rush is cited as an example of this tension. The game was, by all reports, a big success, attracting 3 million players and being celebrated by Microsoft as a breakout hit. But 3 million players, many of which presumably arrived through Game Pass, isn't the same as 3 million sales. And in June 2024, Microsoft closed the studio. An explanation for the closure was never really provided. Words were spoken, but little was said. But the obvious bottom line was that creating a popular game wasn't enough to ensure continued development. I'm gonna jump ahead a little. Oh no, you know, no, okay. Now, in a subsequent message posted to LinkedIn, former World's Edge studio head and Xbox Game Studios vice president Shannon Loftis acknowledged the issue, writing, as a longtime first-party Xbox developer, I can attest that Pete is correct. Quote, while GP or Game Pass can claim a few victories with games that otherwise would have sunk beneath the waves, for example, Human Fall Flat, etc., the majority of game adoption on Game Pass comes at the expense of retail revenue, unless the game is engineered from the ground up for post-release monetization. I could and may someday write pages on their weird inner tensions in this creates. Yeah. Yeah, this is the last thing here. So, from former Sony World War Studios boss Sean Layton expressed reservation of his own in August, saying that subscription services encourage a wage slave approach to game development. Quote, they're not creating value, putting it in the marketplace, hoping it explodes, and profit sharing and overages and all that nice stuff. It's just you pay me X dollars an hour, I built you a game, here, go put it on your service. End quote there. So there's a lot here. There's some of it we kind of already knew, right? I mean, Xbox is putting the games on Game Pass to get people to get Game Pass, right? You know, they're paying
Right.
the developers to get a game, which I do want to get into first because this, I mean, it's not forced for the developers to put a game on Game Pass. They have the
Right.
freedom to say no, right? It's not like Xbox goes to them and says, "Oh, you know what? We're interested in your game. Here's, let's say, $3 million. Put it on Game Pass." It's not like they're not the boss of any developers. Developers, they get a what you call it, not a contract, but they get um, what do you call it
I mean,
when?
they got a deal.
Yeah,
It is a contract in a way, right?
right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
hey, you do this, and yeah,
Yeah, so Xbox goes to them, hey, we want your game on Game Pass. Here's how much we offer you, or you tell us how much you want for the game, and they,
right.
they
I
get into a deal like that. It's
right,
not forced. So from the developer side, I'm thinking, okay, well, the developers choose to be on Game Pass, so it it's up to the developer to think about it. Hey, what's this gonna do for our game? Is this good for our game? Should we just put it out and try to make the most sales that we can, or are we gonna benefit from putting on a Game Pass? How's that gonna, like? Just think about it and see if you want to do it or not. It's up to. It's different for every developer and for every game.
right. I for from this like statement or this article, whatever, I would throw away all of Sean Layden's or whatever his name is. All of his whatever he has to say doesn't count at all because he's not. He's never been in this. He's never been part of the company. He's never been to part of anything with Game Pass or anything like that, right?
Right, right.
I don't. He works for what's the Chinese company's name? Oh crap, I forget what the
Tencent.
big company, Tencent. Yeah,
Yeah.
he now works for Tencent, right? So it's like they don't do any deals with Microsoft, or they don't have any games. So I don't think he has any insight or any knowledge on that. Pete Hines, on the other hand, he understands
Hmm.
because he was there. So his point of view, I kind of like I can see some of his point of view, um, and I can see how what he means by that because he was in Bethesda, right? And so It's different when you're in an indie developer, and technically, like, the deal that you make with Microsoft to put your game on Game Pass could, in theory, just cover the entire development cost of your game. So at that point, it's like, great. I don't, we don't have to worry about that as a developer. Like, oh my God, where are we going to make our money from? And
Yeah,
what's going to happen if we don't sell enough? Like, at that point, it's just like a great relief for that developer. Now, from Pete Hines' point of view, I get what he's saying because he works for Bethesda, right? Bethesda, thinking one of his massive games like, Fallout or Elder Scrolls, like, that probably wouldn't work very well to release in Game Pass unless it was owned by Microsoft, which they are now. But if they were still independent, it probably wouldn't be very cost effective for them, right? For the time and money and all that stuff, and the massive game that it is that they come out with. Yeah, it probably doesn't make sense for that. And so in those situations, it's going to be a harder balance to make sure that the developers get paid, whatever. But I mean, at that point, it doesn't really matter because they're owned by Microsoft as it is already.
yeah, not
So,
anymore. Yeah, it doesn't
huh?
matter anymore because
It doesn't matter
it's
anymore. Yeah,
there's nothing you
but
can do
like,
about it.
I don't see like Grand Theft Auto type game, that caliber
Yeah.
or Call of Duty caliber coming out on Game Pass unless it is owned by Microsoft. Like those games are not gonna be coming out. They would just lose too much money, right? Because it's they can maximize their profit and they can stay up there for a long time, like at the high cost, right? So like whenever GTA comes out or Call of Duty is $70 or maybe more, they stay at that time at that range for a very long time.
Hmm.
So they don't really get
Yeah,
sales
no
or so
sales.
I get it. Like I understand where he's coming from on that end, but for an indie developer, this is amazing, right?
Hmm.
Because you don't have to worry about like at the end of the day, all your costs is imagine the deal that they got with Microsoft to do Silk Song to have it released there. They already like they probably charged enough to cover their entire cost because it's only three dudes that are making that game or three people that are making that game,
Yeah, I think it's three,
right? Three or
maybe,
four, and I'm sure they
maybe.
do like some
Yeah, yeah.
they do
Th-
some other like outsourcing, to a degree or whatever. But like the reality of it is that whatever deal they've made, they wouldn't have made that deal if it wasn't beneficial, right? And they already know how much they sold for the first one. They already know how hyped the second one was, and like they still did it anyway.
hmm.
So to me, that's like kind of what you said. It's like the developers don't have to do it, and if they keep doing it and they keep putting their games there, then it means that it's working for them.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of developers that just keep putting the games there over and over and over again. Like High on Life 2 is coming out on Game Pass, right?
yeah,
So it's like if it didn't work out the first time, why would they put it the second time?
yeah. That
And a lot of
Silks.
games are like that.
So Silksong was one of the games that I was gonna bring up because I looked up to see how many they've sold, and they have only on Steam they've sold 3 million only on Steam.
Yeah,
Now I don't know how much Game Pass probably um, paid them to get it on Game Pass because it doesn't really make sense for them to put it on Game Pass. But I'm sure whatever Microsoft offered was pretty good that they just didn't pass it and they went ahead and
right.
did it right. Even though again, yeah, because I was thinking the same thing where the first Hollow Knight sold it really well, and it's a great game. And this Silk Song, the sequel, it's been the most wished game on Steam for a while. So they had a preview of what how much maybe not all of it they'll sell, from the wish list, but at least 70% of it they would sell because many people are were looking forward to this game.
Yep.
That game was so huge that other developers who were coming out on September 4th or around that date moved away from that because of
Yep.
Hollow Knight. Another game that I was also thinking of as an example is Expedition 33. Expedition, okay, so they didn't know what kind of success it was gonna be, but they put it on Game Pass, and I think Game Pass had some way of for their success, because so many people played it on Game Pass and they told their friends or whoever
Yeah,
they talked to, even online. And okay, well, I don't have a game. I don't have Xbox, but I do have a PlayStation. Is it on PlayStation? Oh yes, it's on PlayStation. Let me get it there. Oh, is it on Steam
yep,
on my PC? Yeah, it's there. Okay, let me get it there. They got some sales through Game Pass because
yeah.
many people like me were able to play the game when me, I would have never thought of buying that game. But because of Game Pass, I was able to play it, and I came on here, and you did too, and we talked about it, how good it is, the story, the
Yeah.
gameplay, the mechanics, everything, and so that gave it
And
legs. Yeah,
not only that, but like think about it, like the game was really well received, right? And
yeah,
so when it comes out, like let's say it's still on Game Pass, but they come out with DLC, I'm just gonna pay for the DLC, right? It's like an easy buy for me because I
yeah.
enjoy the game so much that this is like nothing. I didn't pay for the game, so I'll pay for the DLC to play it.
Hmm.
And so it just and like all of these companies, all of these the biggest thing for me is that if you're a developer and you're like, "Hey, Microsoft is going to give you money to cover all your costs from day 1 of your release," that's profit. So it's like, why would I not want to do that? Even
So
if I sell less money, I mean, if I sell less copies, it doesn't matter. They're all 100% profit at that point because
yeah.
all my development cost has been covered.
Well, so you're thinking about it as if they're getting the money for 100% of the development. It could be that they're getting less, but they're already
Could
thinking,
be.
okay, well, we're getting less upfront to put it on Game Pass, but we can make up the rest of what we're expecting on PlayStation, on PC. Which again goes back to the developer choice because they have a choice. It's not forced, which
Yeah.
they can do exactly that with what happened with Expedition, where people on Game Pass could play it. Then the internet is so broad right now that even if I'm not thinking of a game, the algorithm is gonna find some way to put it on my phone where I could see an ad or something like that. Or maybe I'm
Yeah.
on a forum where someone will make a thread about, hey, this game I played on Game Pass is so good, this and that. And that will make it so that I'm aware of it and maybe give it a if I have a Game Pass, give it a try. If not, then maybe look into it and see if I could get it somewhere else. But um, that's for the developer, right? I don't see any
Right.
problem. I don't see the problem with Game Pass for the developers because again, it's choice. It's not forced. If it were forced, then yes, I'll go like, okay, yeah, maybe there's a problem there because some people may want to sell their games and Xbox is not letting them because they're grabbing it and putting it on Game Pass, not giving the developer the chance to choose. But that's not the
And then
case.
I think that's where the whole fear comes from, that in the future it might be like that, potentially. Like think of like a movie, for example, right? Like if you're releasing a new movie, you're probably not releasing in theaters. You're gonna look at Netflix to see if you can get a Netflix deal, right? Because no one's gonna come to the theater to watch your like low budget movie.
But isn't that
But
good?
they'll go to I mean, in a way, but I'm saying like it kind of forces at that point, it would force a developer to like, okay, we have to go this route. Like for example, hypothetically, let's say Game Pass hits 100 million people, right? Like 100 million users, massive amount of people there. And so it's like as a developer, can you really afford not to be in Game Pass at that point if it's so massive. So I think that's where the fear comes from. It's not so much of
Okay.
like what's happening now, but what it can lead into,
Right, right.
right? And so I think that's where it's like, whoa, 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 kind of like what's going on here. Like, same thing with like, I mean, obviously Game Pass has been successful because it's still going on like 8 years later or 9 years later, whatever it is, right? Like, so they would have. they would have shut it down a long time ago if it wasn't successful.
I think so.
But yeah, I just think that it could lead to a point where some people might be a little worried that it gets so big that you just can't resist that kind of deal, and so then you won't have an option because you're coming out and you're like, "Damn, nobody's gonna buy the game
Mm,
because this other service is so massive that we have to go that route." So I can see that, I get it, but at the end of the day, like, if your game is good, your game is gonna sell. Your
yeah.
game no matter what, right? Like, if all these games that are coming out in Game Pass, there's, like, number 1 sellers, they're, like, highest player count, is because they're good games. So you can worry about like, oh my god, is my game gonna do good all the time? Well, then you should just worry about making a good game at the end of the day. Like that is your problem as a developer is
That's
making
true.
the good game. My problem as a consumer is making sure that I get the best deal, right? That's it. So
Definitely
if I
getting
feel
it.
that
So
your game is really, really good and it's worth the money, then hell, I'm gonna do it. Like I bought Elden Ring, they won full price. Right? I bought a bunch of other games, they won full price because they were good
I just
games.
bought Borderlands, and I never
Yeah,
thought I would.
exactly, exactly. So if you make a
So
good game, people are gonna flock to it.
yeah,
Uh, but I just feel that having the option is great too, right? Like of a service like Game Pass,
yeah.
because not everybody can go out and buy just whatever random game they want. And so this gives you the option to be like, hey, I want to try some of these games, and I still want to do that. Maybe you're falling in hard times and you can't just buy a bunch of games as they come out, then $20 a month is not so bad. And if you're on PC, it's like $13 a month. It's not so bad because
Mhm.
you get a lot of content with that. So it's the same basic idea. I mean, I'm not in a situation where it like I can't afford games, but I still have Game Pass because it's just the value is too good. There's no way for me to like beat around the bush. Like it's just such a good value. Why would
It
I not
is.
do this?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
again, which does take me to the next bullet point that I have here is that from the consumer side, as a consumer myself, Game Pass is the best thing that's happened. Where I
100%.
only pay, as you said, like $20 a month, and I'm playing games left and right, whichever whatever comes on Game Pass. If it looks interesting enough, I go ahead and give it a try.
Yep.
Like it's not
Yep.
like it's not like I have to think anymore. Oh man, this game, even if the game is $30, it's you still think about it. Like this game is $30,
Yeah.
but then there's this other game coming out later. Should I wait and see what's gonna happen? Blah blah blah. No, now you have a Game Pass, $20 a month. There's maybe 10 to 20 games added every month, which from those 10 to 20 games, I'm pretty sure at least two you're gonna like. Like
Well, yep.
you may not like half of it, but you may like two, and those two could
No.
be
Yeah.
enough for the $20 instead of paying 160 or up to 160 for those two games. So yeah, you're saving a
Yeah.
lot of money as a consumer, and you're getting great games. We got Expedition, we got Silksong in there.
Yeah.
How I don't
Blueprints.
know.
You literally half of the considered game of the year nominees are
Mm,
in Game Pass.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, dude, it's just a great service,
it's
and you
awesome.
have EA added to it, right? So all of
That's right.
EA
Yeah.
stuff eventually comes in there
Hmm.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there's nothing like it, and you also could stream your own bought games that you've. I mean, that's a newer thing, but you can stream your own bought games from the cloud. This is it's just a very well made service for the consumer, and I think that the problem with what a lot of these developers or people may be having a problem with is like, crap, we can't just make mediocre games and still make bank. Like, no, now you gotta really make a good game
Yeah.
because that's the only way that people are gonna like flock to your game. Because otherwise, I just play whatever's on Game Pass. If your game sucks, I'm not gonna waste my time.
That's
I just
usually,
play whatever's on Game Pass.
I get that also from that side where I'm just paying for Game Pass. I'm not really buying games because Game Pass is taking care of me every month. They're putting in a game
Yeah,
that I'm playing, which in the case of Expedition 33 is a long game, compared to what I'm used to playing. But it's a long game. It's got replayability, and there's this other. games that they're putting in there. Silk Song, Blueprints, um, and some others that I can't think of
Edition.
right now. Yeah, yeah, so many games that they're putting in there that I can play, and that's not even counting the first party games where I played
Right.
Indiana Jones because of it. You think I would have played? I would have paid for Indiana Jones? No, I don't think I would have. I mean, it looks good from the outside looking in without even playing it or anything like that. And nowadays, where they don't put out demos, when in the Xbox 360 we got demos left and right, and now we don't really get them. Game
Yeah.
Pass really gives you a demo now, so you can try any game, even if you don't think you like it. You can try it and see
Hmm.
if you really don't like it, at no extra cost. So,
And I think that's kind of what people are, or the developers are afraid of, right? Is because now you really have to stand out. Because if you make a mediocre game and you don't get a Game Pass deal, you're just not gonna make it. Your
hmm
game is not gonna sell well, right?
yeah,
But if you make a mediocre game and at least it's in Game Pass, then at least you're like, okay, well, you're recouping some of that money back. So at least it allows you to
yeah.
experiment. And you're like, okay, maybe this game isn't so great. But otherwise, the problem with that also, I guess I can see the other side that, okay, not we can't all make like, you know, I guess in the developer's mind, we can't all make, freaking game of the year games all the time, right? So, and then if you don't get a Game Pass deal, then your game will automatically sink, which is a tough situation to be in, but it kind of weeds the crap out, right? It's like, okay, well, your game has to be outstanding in order to overcome all of these things, and then people will flock to you, whether you're in Game Pass or not. And I think that for a lot of those like basic games, um, Game Pass, or not basic, but just kind of, not the super big games, and maybe not the high rated games. Game Pass gives you kind of the money back, and you're like, okay, well, I can at least get some of my money back through here.
hmm
And but if you don't get that Game Pass deal, it's rough, right? so,
yeah.
so I think that's where people are kind of, at least developers are kind of like worried. It's like, crap, I can no longer make mediocre games. If I do make a mediocre game, I have to make sure that I get that Game Pass deal, or else I won't be able to make it.
Well, it's still kind of early to see what's really gonna happen because right now there's only 35 million Game Pass subscribers. So
Right.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's still kind of low because, like you said, it's getting to 100. I don't think that's gonna happen, but especially since Game Pass subscribers usually, like I think if not all of them, the majority of them have an Xbox.
Yeah.
And so if
Right.
Microsoft is not really making Xboxes in the future, I don't see that. I don't see that number going up to 100.
Well, I think it can, and I think that basically what Game Pass kind of is doing right now is what like Spotify or Apple Music or whatever it is kind of were doing like 10 years ago. They were getting the people kind of mentally ready for this, and then the newer generation are going to be trained or conditioned to consume this kind of way. Like,
You mean
I
through
don't
the cloud?
see any, well, no, just like a
Oh,
service kind of
subscription
thing.
service. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Like, I don't see many people going out of their way to buy CDs or buy albums. Like nobody. I
I
mean,
don't do it.
maybe 10 years ago, there were some people who were like, okay, I'm gonna buy, or even DVDs, right? There were people who
Yeah.
were like buying DVDs and like all of that. I don't. I mean, I haven't bought a CD or a DVD in decades at this point.
Mm.
So
Well,
it's just,
for me, not decades. I did buy a couple of Blu-rays, maybe less than 10 years ago. But it's
yeah.
been
I mean,
a
I
really
haven't.
long time.
Yeah, all the movies that I ever wanted to get, I just got them digitally, right? But either way, like you have a whole new generation of people who have been conditioned now to like, hey, why would I pay for a single
Mm,
media piece of media when I can have all of these things in under one service,
yeah.
right? And so it just takes years, right, for people because you have to have, yeah, the older generation, like maybe like you and I, are still gonna be kind of stuck in their ways of buying games, right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe not us, but our generation, right? Like a lot of people are still kind of like stuck in a mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna buy this, I want to own this, even though you don't really own it, but
Mm.
you know what I mean. Like they just have like that piece of media, but a bunch of newer generation, like all the kids nowadays, I mean, they play free games, one, Roblox and like Fortnite and Minecraft. They're all like these free games. Why would they go out of their way to pay 70, $80 for
One
a
game.
single game?
One
Yeah.
game.
Doesn't make sense. But if you entice them, you're like, hey, listen, it's not just one game. You're paying X amount of dollars per month, but you have a library of massive amounts of game, including Call of Duty, including um, Fortnite, including Roblox, including all this other stuff, Minecraft, and whatever it may be. Then it's like, oh, okay, I can kind of see the value in here, right? I mean, I can tell you that the newer generations, like if if they don't have their games on their iPads or their mobile devices, they're probably not going to be going out of their way to buy dedicated hardware just to play
Yeah.
these things. Everyone who's buying like the Nintendo Switch is like older people that kind of like grew up with Nintendo, for example. Like
And the
there's not a
kids, I
lot of
mean,
kids.
there's kids who play it. I mean, I just had my daughter's cousin come over on Sunday, and I mean, maybe because I told him, hey, bring your Switch. He brought it, and we
Yeah.
played Mario Kart for an hour or so. So I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
some
I
kids
guess. Yeah, some
do
kids
play it
will.
too.
But
Um,
like think of the generation who grew up in on their iPads or their phones, right? Like why would I go out of my way to get a dedicated machine that does one thing and one thing only instead of having it on my phone or my iPads or whatever?
it's
Like
limited.
yeah, a lot of people are just going to be like, "Okay, well, I have Minecraft here on my phone, but I also have all this other stuff. Why would I go and just get like a Nintendo Switch only to play this?"
Mm.
I don't know. I just don't see the newer generation really investing that kind of money into something that only does one thing and one thing alone, and then more expensive, right? Because the games are not going to be super expensive. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
but
an interesting way.
one I was gonna segue because I'm on a roll today, but but one thing I think the new generation will like is the new Call of Duty movie that was announced. See, I know I'm
Okay,
pretty sure because there's lots of kids who play Call of Duty. Rose. That's how we get all the sweats on Call of Duty on Warzone
that's a,
because it's all kids. Yeah, so they announced the Call of Duty movie. It's being made by Paramount. The one thing about it, though, is that Steven Spielberg wanted to make the movie, but he
okay.
was, yeah, it would have been all right. I mean, it wouldn't be what we probably expect from a Call of Duty movie, where it's all explosions and near death experiences that they're, like they're in the helicopter, it blows up and you're hanging by it, but then you go in the water and you survived. Call of Duty. Um,
Right.
let's see. So yeah, so Paramount announced. Oh, oh, here we go. Paramount announced that it had signed a deal with Activision to bring the iconic Call of Duty universe to life on the big screen. The breathless press release promised something for fans and newcomers alike, though gave no indication of when and where in the series convoluted timeline, which spans everything from World War II to sci-fi Space Wars, Call of Duty. Right? It will take place. Now, let's see, because there's something here that I like. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Da, da, da. I don't see it real quick, but anyway, they just said that they're gonna give it the budget of this movie with Tom Cruise. What's the movie?
Mission Impossible.
No, the other one with he's a pilot.
Oh, Top Gun.
Top Gun, yes. So they're gonna give it basically the budget, and the attention to detail that that movie had. If that's the case, it's good and it's bad because the quality is gonna be amazing if that's the case. But then, how grounded is it gonna be? Like, we don't want a Call of Duty movie that's grounded. Call of Duty, yeah, although they have gone over the top with the last few Call of Duties, we kind of still want it to be, it, well, how will they say, like balls to the wall, I guess. Crazy
Mm,
stuff happening and
yeah,
not be too realistic, if you know what I mean. Because
right, right, right.
Top Gun is realistic. It's uh,
Yeah, it's like I mean, somewhat, but yeah,
yeah,
it's based on like real things, you know.
real, yeah, real planes, real people, supposedly. Although
Right.
Call of Duty will have actors and stuff like that, but I do want to see crazy things happening in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see this movie when it comes out?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting.
Uh,
Just because, like, it's weird that Steven Spielberg was kind of interested in it because he tends to do more like grounded stuff. You know, I feel like I feel like maybe if he was involved, they probably would have brought it back to reality in a way, kind of like the Jason Bourne films,
mm.
where it's like a little bit, theatrical, and it's obviously not true, but it seems like it could be real life, right? And so I think that that's the fine balance that you have to find with this potential Call of Duty movie. It's because it can't be obviously like the current Call of Duty with like the Beavis and Butthead skins and, and all that
No,
stuff, right?
no,
Yeah,
no. Would you imagine? Like, maybe,
yeah, yeah,
okay, maybe a tongue in cheek, maybe someone in the background will, where if you don't see it, you miss it, right? Maybe,
right.
when the Blu-ray or when someone sees it, then they'll bring it up and see, oh, did you see that guy all the way in the back? That could be like a nod, right, to the skins in the game. But uh,
Yeah,
no, don't put it up front.
right, right. So that's what I'm saying. It has to be kind of in a way that it's more grounded. So I think it would be somewhere around the line of like, Jason Bourne or Jack. What's the name of that other one? Jack.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Yeah,
Hmm.
just kind of like that, right? And I think that it would be interesting. I would
Yeah,
definitely watch it if it's like that.
yeah, yeah. I do want to watch it. I do have to see though what it is they're gonna do with it, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna
Right.
be um, bombastic and things are happening where you doesn't make any sense in real life. But I mean, they look at Fast and the Furious. What kind of
Right.
movie they
Yeah.
became,
That's
and people watch it because that's what they go to the movie
yeah.
theaters to see. The spectacle. It's a
Yeah.
spectacle.
It's yeah, I mean that's a interesting series, but yeah, you're right. Like
Yeah,
it got way out of hand towards the end,
bro.
but it didn't start that way.
It
But that's
didn't.
the thing, it didn't start that way.
It didn't. The Transporter was another one I was thinking. I think last week, where the first movie was awesome, the way they did everything, but
Yeah,
then the second movie started getting away from what the first one was, and they started. As soon as I saw this guy doing piruetas in the car, where
and the
he's able to,
car with the
yeah,
bomb. Yeah,
like
yeah,
what the
yeah.
anyway.
It's
uh, yeah, but
no,
yeah,
you're
so
not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. You're
right.
100% right.
Yeah, but this is gonna be a couple of years away. I don't think it's gonna be next year. Maybe not even 27. Probably 28. 2028.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay,
Yeah.
that can make sense.
All right. So, anything else you wanna talk about?
No, I mean, I think we cover a lot of stuff today, and I think yeah, I'm looking forward to to the movie. We'll see how good it is or how bad it is. We don't know, right? But I feel like that because of the Call of Duty kind of like I don't really follow their timeline or their
Yeah, me neither.
their story, but it does seem like it's hype, right? And it's kind of cool just to see something like that. So maybe if they do something that will get everything hyped up, I'm sure the game will do fantastic as they always do. But it'll
I
be
did
interesting.
play Modern Warfare on 360, right?
Yeah, of
They
course.
could do that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That one part in with the ghillie suit, being the
The
sniper. If they
sniper
put that in the
mission.
movie, man,
Yeah,
the people who don't know about that, they're gonna be surprised like we did when that happened.
yeah.
Yeah, so I hope they put
That
that in the
that
movie.
something like that, to create tension, but then there's like a lot of things that you could do to make it very intense. But it's harder to do it, I guess, in a movie setting than it is in the game because in the
Right.
game you're like first person, right? And you're
Yeah.
controlling the situation. So yeah, it's just got to be done very well.
So,
Would have to see how it goes.
so last question here to end the podcast here. Would you want to see the movie in first person or just regular?
No, just regular. I
Now,
I
have
don't
you
know.
seen? Oh my God, something Henry,
Yeah,
all in
I
first
haven't
person.
seen the movie, but I know what you're talking about. The
Yeah,
whole movie's like shot in first person view.
it wasn't bad. It
It's
wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. It's crazy things happening, like what we were
right.
talking about, but it's a good movie. Hardcore
I
Henry.
just
That's
feel
that's the name of the movie.
I just feel like because there's actually interesting stories going on with Call of Duty, right? Like you have real like fictional but based on real events or real characters. It just kind of I don't know. It feels like it would be too video gamey, like too much video gamey if they did that. But I mean, I still watch it. You know,
Well, yeah, I think I'll still watch it. Will I go to the movie studio to watch it? We'll see. But at least when it comes out on,
right?
and where I can see it here at my home, I'll watch it then for sure.
Yeah,
Unless they
yeah,
really messed it up, where it's something I don't even want to watch.
right. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be. It could happen. It could happen.
It could happen, yeah. I mean, oh man, this is I keep bringing stuff up. But did you see the next Silent Hill movie?
Nah,
If you watch the trailer, you're gonna. I don't want to watch that movie, and I just played the game. And the movie is
why
supposed to
not?
be the movie is supposed to be the Silent Hill 2 story in the movie. And I
Mm,
saw the trailer. I'm like, I see nothing there from the game. What are you talking about? Like, what's this? Watch the trailer and you'll see what I mean. Like, I don't
okay.
want to watch the movie. If I watch it, it's because there's nothing else for me to watch, or maybe for curiosity, I guess,
Mm,
or something like that.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, we'd have to see because you're right. Like, if the game, I mean, if the movie is so crappy that it completely is detached from the game itself, like I get it can be exactly the same, obviously, because it's a different media, so you want to make sure that you fit to that. But
Yeah,
if it's so weird and so far apart, then it won't make any sense.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We don't have to
So,
worry about it for for the next 2 years.
yeah, yeah.
All right then. So with that, like, subscribe, and follow. Comment. Let us know again how we're doing, what we could do better, and that, not canceling the show. That's not better. But if you have any suggestions, just let us know. But that's it for this week's episode, friends. Till next time, be good gamers.
Peace.